rat in the sewer gnaws on a rotting corpse's cheek cautiously. A whale-sized, wingless creature flies freely above the ruined city skyline. Shaun gazes up at the sky, then shifts his look to the crows on the street lamp. Shaun walks slowly down the blood-stained road filled with corpses and debris. Shaun approaches the bleeding Jean Jae-hee and kneels beside her fainting body. Jae-hee cries bitterly as she holds unconscious Shaun in her arms. Administrator Jae kneels before Jae-hee, praising her despite final failure. Jae-hee pleads for one last chance as Jae calmly nods in response. Jae smiles and mutters, claiming the wish defies even God's power. Jae-hee awakens in her old studio apartment, bewildered by her regression. Jae-hee recalls the 10 years past and decides to find Kang Shaun. Jae-hee travels to Anyang in Gyeonggi due to protect Kang Shaun. Shaun endures long, exhausting labor at a harsh construction site. Jae-hee waits, patiently watching Shaun work, preparing to protect him. Tired, Shaun pauses work when the foreman calls him to the office. A kind clerk sells Shaun a thick fleece jacket as a birthday gift for his sibling. Shaun pays all his day's wage with trembling hands for his sibling's coat. When a hologram appears, Shaun sees a mysterious welcome message in the mall. Jean Jae-hee smokes quietly on the hood, focused on something unseen. Man confronts Jae-hee about sitting on a car and smoking without respect. Jae-hee warns the man coldly to leave now if he values his life at all. Black smoke rises along the parking lot walls, covering the entire area swiftly. Goblins emerge from the black fog, snarling and holding jagged daggers. Jae-hee draws her sword and swiftly beheads a goblin rushing at her. People inside the mall hear screams and barricade themselves by locking the door. Black smoke swirls mysteriously along the wall near the supermarket door. Lights suddenly go out, plunging the store into darkness and sparking fear. Phones lose signal entirely. A group notices and begins to panic quietly. A hologram appears on all phones with ominous legal terms and warnings. Jae-hee prepares to flee, placing her brother's gift safely into her bag. Horrific huge eyeball appears blinking in the black fog outside the window. The massive eyeball disappears into the night fog, leaving fear behind. Jae-hee steels herself to survive this disaster and finds a way out fast. Jae-hee runs full speed to find a safe exit to reunite with her brother. Mall is chaos as panicked humans struggle to escape the monster threat. Shaun finds a stairwell untouched by the spreading black mist, a strange sight. The strange black mist emits rotting corpse stench but remains strangely frozen. Shaun returns to the crowd where panic continues, resigned to helplessness. Calm woman wearing revealing clothes and an eye patch approaches the crowd. Manager K commands the panicked crowd's attention with a bright voice. K introduces herself as Manager K from the Universal Ecology Management Headquarters. K labels the situation a policy to enhance reality, not a disaster to fear. K announces selecting those who will not comply with the extermination policy. K sets a 5-minute timer with a grotesque laughing clown clock in the air. K challenges the crowd to choose compliance with the policy before monsters rush in. Most choose not to comply, while Shaun alone stands for the policy's compliance. The crowd shouts at Shaun, calling him crazy, desperate to survive their own way. Shaun calmly explains their doomed status and the real meaning of the policy. Citizens begin crossing into compliance as Shaun's words sway their fear-driven minds. Timer approaches 0 as only a few remain, refusing to comply with the policy. An old man hesitates but reaches out just after the timer hits 0 and explodes violently. Sharp screams pierce the air as flesh writhes on the floor, the situation brutal. Kay praises Shaun's victory with a smile, the victor in this cruel, twisted game. Blood floods the floor as terror spreads through the shaken survivors. Kay wipes blood from his cheek, promising a powerful item as reward. She shows a glowing sphere, teasing the concept of items unfamiliar to humans. Inventory appears holographically as Shaun commands, revealing a powerful revolver. Kay explains gunpowder weapons are banned except for this rare revolver item. Kay nervously denies selling items, fearing trouble from higher UPS. A sudden explosion from above signals the arrival of deadly green monsters. Kay sets off firecrackers, disappearing as chaos erupts around survivors. Shaun recalls his fear of fighting but knows survival demands action now. Monsters charge clumsily with poor balance, unable to climb over obstacles. A blade narrowly misses Shaun as he readies a towel to defend himself. Shaun uses the towel to choke a monster, killing it for the first time. Grabbing a mop stick, Shaun prepares to lead the survivors in fighting back. He shouts tactics, urging survivors to evade diagonally from monsters' straight paths. Survivors fight back, smashing monsters, while green blood splatters everywhere. He commands non-fighters to illuminate the area area with smartphone lights urgently. Monsters recoil sharply from light, avoiding the shining beams in clear pain. Using light and strategy, the survivors begin to push back the advancing monsters. Battle was one-sided. Green monsters fled as survivors fought back. A tall man with a beard thanks Kong Xian for saving them all. Survivors rally behind Kong Xian, eager to follow his lead and plan. Kong Xian instructs survivors to build a double-layered barricade fast. Kong Xian orders flashlights from emergency exits to boost defense. The barricade strengthens with mop handles and flashlights shining bright. A brave girl holds a mop handle tightly, resisting tears in the chaos. Quan Kyung-soo shares his trust with Kong Xian, offering strength and hope. Quan Kyung-soo urges them to hold on. Kong Xian prepares for the next wave. The barricade rattles as monstrous footsteps and screams echo nearby. The girl comforts her trembling grandmother, clutching the mop with resolve. Quan Kyung-soo questions Kong Xian's calm and quick decisions amid disaster. Kong Xian shares he's a day laborer, surprising Quan Kyung-soo deeply. Quan Kyung-soo introduces himself warmly, pledging to stand beside Kong Xian. They prepare as the monsters approach, tension rising before the clash. Frightened monster crashes against the barricade, confused by the light. Slow footsteps climb the escalator, the sound of a human approaches. A woman covered in green blood with a sword appears and locks eyes with Xian. He slices through goblins expertly, her sword dripping with blood. She moves fast, cutting heads off all goblins from basement to 6th floor. Blood stains cover her body. Her arm trembles from exhaustion and wounds. Joyen and Sebium fight goblins, sibling banter amid the chaos. Joyen kicks down a twitching goblin face while Sebium sighs deeply. Sebium decides they need allies, anxious yet determined to survive together. The green blood-covered woman walks through monster chaos with calm precision. The woman reaches 7th floor and faces Quan Kyung-soo and Kong Xian cautiously. Kyung-soo helps the woman stab twitching goblins to ensure no resurrections. Jae-hee decapitates goblins rushing at frightened survivors to protect them. The woman calmly explains goblins' regeneration to Xian as she cleans up. Kyung-soo questions her about fighting goblins like a novel. She confirms calmly. Her composed, expressionless demeanor unnerves Xian as she smokes a cigarette. She admits arriving from basement level 2 and surviving the harsh climb upward. She offers weapons and medical supplies, warning humans will be the true enemies. She warns survival means killing humans. Fear spreads among survivors nearby. Xian threatens her with gun aimed at her temple, demanding answers. Xian points his gun, demanding to know how she knows about his brother. Kyung-soo watches tensely as Xian and Jae-hee face off in dangerous silence. Jae-hee suggests moving the conversation to a more private location. Xian follows Jae-hee cautiously with his gun still aimed at her head. Xian commands Jae-hee to speak, threatening to shoot if she does not comply. Jae-hee calmly confesses to being a regressor in the middle of her second game. Jae-hee explains she and Xian met 7 years in the future and died then. Xian questions her trustworthiness, but Jae-hee vows to help win the league. Jae-hee assures Xian that she will find his brother and help him survive. Xian asks her if she knows his past as a test of her claim. Jae-hee responds with the secret word that reveals her true knowledge. Xian lowers his gun slightly, visibly shaken by her words about his past. Jae-hee warns that Xian's brother probably died but urges hope. Xian clenches his fists, struggling to stay composed despite her grim words. Jae-hee urges Xian not to give up and insists she will help find his brother. Xian lowers his gun and reluctantly agrees to trust Jae-hee. For now, Xian turns to walk back, conflicted but ready to face the others again. Xian repeats his commitment to survive and save his brother no matter what. A young girl arrives, pleading urgently with Xian and Jae-hee to leave quickly. Xian meets Kyung-soo outside the barricade. Tension and worry fill the air. Kyung-soo expresses relief no fight occurred. Xian advises him on survival. Kyung-soo is dejected after Xian warns about his timid nature's danger. Kay arrives, clapping hands, addressing survivors and breaking the tense silence. Kay reassures survivors, promising no threat but firm management of their situation. Kay announces the official start of round 1 with surprising fireworks in the sky. Kay ascends an invisible staircase, commanding the crowd's full attention with grace. Kay formally introduces herself as East Asia branch manager with no applause. Kay explains policy limits when survivors angrily demand to be sent home. Kay rebuffs complaints, stating all actions comply with policy from higher ups. Xian recalls Kay's odd words about a zoo, an earthling doll, and her role. Kay calls for questions after promising big rewards for winning the league. Xian questions Kay about the future. She withholds info, citing disqualification. qualification. K summons a transparent capsule machine and calls all to prepare for the game. Winged baby angels appear, heralding the King Games theme with loud fanfare. Holographic 3D map shows the mall floors and scattered survivor groups. Baby angels drum roll loudly as K announces the first official immutable rulebook. A massive holographic rulebook floats, highlighting vital league rules for players. K draws 3 capsules from the machine, preparing to reveal the chosen kings. K reveals the first king's names, grim hope and fear mixed among the people. The crowd reacts silently, realizing survival depends on winning this deadly game. The red team king is chosen, and red stamps mark the 7th floor survivors. K reveals kings of blue and black teams remain hidden as question marks. K explains the game's difficulty. Kings are disguised as citizens. Kong Si unsteals his resolve to find and eliminate opposing kings. Jin Jae, he approaches Kong Si, on to share vital tactical information silently. Kong studies the weak mop handle and powerful revolver weapon stats carefully. Jin Jae, he explains upgrading weapons using citizens with special jobs. Si asks how to find special citizens. Jae, he reveals rarity and value. Watch 2 siblings debating eating a goblin corpse to survive the night. Jae, he notes the siblings came from below and will be useful allies for Si asks about food supplies. Jae, he explains food as survival days remaining. Si orders Kyung Soo to trim goblin meat for food to solve their critical food shortage. Jae, he explains future rounds scale up from the building to the whole country. A few survivors return carrying buckets of water to replenish their scarce supplies. Goblin trimming continues. Si sighs deeply facing the grim reality. Si contemplates forming a search team to track the unknown blue team movements. Si decides to eliminate all kings, no matter who or how they are. Sudden commotion, men carrying food baskets descend the escalator towards Si. Kim Dong, Gil, blue team branch manager, introduces himself to the red team members. Kim Dong, Gil declares he is the blue team's branch manager for Benix Mall. The blue team has made their move first as battle for survival intensifies. Team Blue makes the first move to secure food and control the floor. Kim Dong, Gil pretends to spill contaminated water, lowering trust among Team Red. Team Red debates cautiously while Kim Dong, Gil offers food and water. Si insists on gathering information by moving closer into Team Blue area. Kim Dong, Gil tries to sway Team Red with promises of cooperation and safety. Si rejects the offer and lays down terms for true cooperation with a challenge. Kim Dong, Gil grows flustered but tries to maintain control over the situation. Kim Dong, Gil attempts to urge Team Red to join forces as police are expected soon. Kim Dong, Gil admits defeat, lights a cigarette, and exhales smoke defiantly. Kim Dong, Gil mocks Si invoking police and store rules to intimidate him. Dong, Gil insults Si unaware of the real rules governing this deadly game. Si checks time calmly, signaling the imminent attack at midnight. Team Red members ready weapons as Kim Dong, Gil nervously surveys the crowd. Si warns Kim Dong, Gil to leave and never return or face death next time. Kim Dong, Gil swallows his pride, choosing to retreat with his small group. Si quietly mocks Dong, Gil's failed plan and strengthens his resolve. Si calls Jin Jae he, preparing for the coming battle after buying time. Si stands ready, contemplating the next steps while watching the barricade. Blue team's advanced squad ascends to the 11th floor, tense and ready. Kim Dong, Gil resists reckless attack plans despite team agitation and tension. At the 11th floor, Kim Dong, Gil cancels the attack after seeing armed survivors. Shaun orders a base move to the 1st floor, readying people to pack and move. Shaun tasks Jin Jae he with scouting upper floors to gather intel and survivors. Kyung Soo reports trimmed goblin meat they consider safe smoking options indoors. Shaun points to the bathroom ventilation fan as a possible smoke outlet for preserving meat. Kyung Soo lights tissue paper inside the fan shaft to create smoke that escapes safely upwards. Smoke rises safely through the fan. Kyung Soo commits to careful fire control. Red team moves base down to the 1st floor, recruiting survivors on the way. Front door covered in bloody handprints, dead bodies block the 1st floor entrance. Shaun leads survivors moving corpses upstairs despite disgust and sadness. Blue team base at 11th floor, Kim Dong, Gil eats while overseeing corpse moving. Kim Dong, Gil grows irritated and orders subordinates to speed corpse clearing. An angry blue team man protests, but fears Kim Dong, Gil's harsh threats. Kim Dong, Gil offers a large cash bonus to encourage faster corpse removal. Suddenly Kim Dong, Gil smells fire. Alarmed, he looks toward the bathroom entrance. Shaun returns to the 1st floor base, weary from moving countless countless bodies. Survivors are exhausted, with no rest for hours as the morning sun rises. Shaun announces a night watch, selecting volunteers among the exhausted survivors. 2 children and 4 elderly volunteer for the night watch after Shaun's plea. Shaun tells the young guard their duty is vital for everyone's survival tonight. Young guard nods solemnly, fatigue evident on his youthful face. The elderly guards depart for the 3rd floor, ready to start their watch shift. Shaun instructs the remaining survivors to rest for 5 hours before waking them. Under candlelight, Joyeon and Shaun examine crude weapons to defend the base. Joyeon tests the mop handle as a spear, but it breaks easily on impact. Joyeon innovates by combining dagger and mop handle into a crude spear weapon. The assembled spear flies straight and pierces through a pile of clothes impressively. Combined spear boasts higher attack power and durability than the dagger alone. Joyeon agrees to make 50 spears, excited to begin crafting immediately. Shaun stops Joyeon to rest despite her eagerness, addressing her warmly. Chat about Joyeon's younger brother, Lee Sebium, a friend of Shaun's past. Shaun struggles to recall Lee Sebium from his past. No memories come to him. Shaun refocuses on spear production, determined to prepare for the next fight. He holds 2 crude spears, seeing a low 10% chance of success. Lee Jian synthesizes her equipment and succeeds on a 10% chance. Jian risks synthesizing a +2 spear, but Shaun stops her and grabs weapons. Jin Jae-hee recalls life with Shaun and the hope to win this time together. Jae-hee opens the elevator on the 8th floor, preparing for reconnaissance. She climbs the swaying steel cable, breath heavy but determination firm. Jae-hee reaches the 11th floor elevator edge, cautiously opening the door. Shaun wakes after a long sleep, troubled by a nightmare and Juyeon's concern. Sebium describes how the team is working and asks about Shaun's condition. Shaun questions the crossbows Sebium ordered made from recycled mall materials. Shaun tests the crossbow's shooting power, hitting a wooden board with ease. Shaun learns he slept for over 25 hours and worries about lost time. Baby angels appear and Kay yawns, announcing the start of a special game. Kay raises a hand and summons a hologram window showing the special game rules. The first round special game begins, uniting all 3 teams with excitement. The game, Flag Capture, begins with each team targeting flags on different floors. Shaun gathers Lee Se, Biam, and Lee Ju. Yun as battle with the blue team ignites. Kay explains game rules abruptly to the blue team, refusing to reveal penalty details. Kim Dong, Gil commands 10 healthy men to defend the 9th floor from rival teams. Blue team's 89 attackers begin descending escalators, readying for confrontation. Shaun assigns fire extinguisher units and crossbowmen, preparing for quick combat. Adults ready spear-throwing units, standing in line as instructed for coordinated attack. Shaun and the siblings load arrows and prepare to climb escalators to the 9th floor. Red team lineup includes scouts, producers, and watchmen, ready for the flag fight. Kwon Kyung, Su senses danger and orders lights off as blue team approaches. Kyung, Su and team hurriedly extinguish embers and prepare to retreat downstairs. Kyung, Su arrives bloodied to the 1st floor, urgency clear in his expression. Kim Dong, Gil places defenders on the 9th floor as main force descends to the 6th. Kim Dong, Gil inspects small armory creature with a flag stuck in its head, cautious. Arrow flies through fog. Kim Dong, Gil narrowly avoids fatal injury during ambush. Kim Dong, Gil's anger erupts as he orders a full assault into the smoke-filled corridor. They spray fire extinguishers, creating thick smoke to blind their foes. Archers load swift arrows, shooting blindly toward enemy sounds in the smoke. Kyung, Su leads special forces upstairs as Kong Shaun commands remaining allies below. Kong Shaun orders siblings to kill 1 enemy each, then retreat immediately. Kong Shaun stabs a blue team woman, striking her heart with fierce determination. Say Biam and Ju Yun each swiftly kill 1 enemy, then signal Kong Shaun. The trio carefully retreats through the smoke, avoiding detection by the enemy. Kim Dong, Gil watches the chaotic, bloody fight with growing madness and rage. Kim Dong, Gil reacts as reports reveal the blue team is losing members mysteriously. Kim Dong, Gil orders a full blue team retreat, shocked by the red team's fierce resistance. Blue team soldiers gasp for air, panting as they retreat to the safety of escalators. Kim Dong, Gil walks alone through the silent battlefield, sensing impending disaster. Smoke clears to reveal only bleeding blue team soldiers. No red team remains. Kim Dong, Gil stomps a fallen man in frustration, yelling at his troops' confusion. Kim Dong, Gil harshly insults his troops, calling them stupid for killing each other. Kim Dong, Gil contemplates the dire situation, realizing they were completely outplayed. Announcements confirm both teams have captured the target flag in a brutal battle. Kang Xiaon declares the situation ended as the red team holds their position firmly. Kyung Soo returns breathless, reporting heavy guard presence at the upper floors. Kang Xiaon prepares for a second attack, ordering students to ready fire extinguishers. As Kang Xiaon leads the advance, a broadcast shocks them with the monster's defeat. Jin Jae-hee silently watches Blue Team from the dim movie theater corner. She contemplates how to best support Kang Xiaon's growth and eliminate obstacles. Jae-hee infiltrates 13th floor to identify the enemy king and assassinate him soon. Administrator K's voice echoes, announcing a forced special game intervention. Jae-hee clenches her fist, frustrated that K obstructs Zion's development. Kim Young-pal mocks orders, plotting to extort money from Kim Dong-gil. Jin Jae-hee pours oil, igniting a fiery trap to trap Blue Team elites. She lights a cigarette, flings it, igniting the oil to trap the elites in fire. Flames erupt instantly, engulfing Blue Team elites, and Jean quietly draws her sword. Jean quickly kills elites with swift sword strikes amidst flames and chaos. Jean takes down multiple attackers calmly, bloody sweat mixing in her hair. She tricks 2 men and kills them with a simultaneous sword strike, unshaken. 9 men lie dead or burning while Jean awaits the final terrified attacker. Last attacker throws himself into the fire as Jean watches silently. Jean drags injured Kim Young-pal, mocks him, and kills him after mocking. She kills Kim Young-pal silently and piles corpses to cross flames safely. Jae-hee steps over corpses, crosses fire, and kills the red team's target monster. Jae-hee kills the target monster easily and hears the broadcast of its defeat. Kim Dong-gil arrives, shocked to see his elite squad dead and burning below. He kneels and opens his status window, despairing over massive Blue Team losses. Swears vengeance and scolds his team ruthlessly, demanding silence. His cold command ends talk. Kim Dong-gil orders everyone to retreat to the first floor. Xiaon contemplates the unexpected victory with the flag monster's defeat. He worries about disrupted plans and uncertain threats looming nearby. He orders security personnel to move to the 3rd floor without delay. Xiaon considers the black team's king possibly hiding among their group. He calculates the odds of the black team's king infiltrating their group. Xiaon senses hostile gazes, suspecting an enemy within his own team. The calm is broken by a sudden warning from the security team upstairs. Xiaon faces mounting pressure as everyone demands his guidance immediately. Julian snaps Xiaon out of his confusion and urges him to act decisively. Julian quotes history and reminds Xiaon that he leads by his own will. Xiaon reflects on his temporary role and the pressure of leadership. Team members voice their trust and readiness for battle, easing tensions. Xiaon lets go of pressure and steels himself for the imminent battle ahead. He orders the team to line up and prepare for the defense at the barricade. Everyone grips their weapons tightly, ready to face the coming enemy attack. The enemy footsteps grow louder as the Blue Team approaches in a pincer attack. Kim Dong-gil commands his troops to split and assault both entrances simultaneously. He ignores caution, rushing forward with fierce determination to win. Kim Dong-gil's desperation fuels his drive to escape and reclaim his life. He nears the last stair to the 1st floor, ready to fight for survival. Kim Dong-gil bursts through the stairwell door, ready for the decisive clash. Kim Dong-gil rushes downstairs clutching a knife, leading his team. He bursts through the stairwell door into a smoke-stained hallway. Silent and tense, they prepare to burst into the main hall together. Kim Dong-gil reminds his team of their left sleeve markings for identification. Blue Team begins their descent on the escalator, readying for the charge. Red Team reveals their barricade. Poised atop display stands armed with mop spears. Spears fly wildly but crossbows strike true, picking off Blue Team members. Kim Dong-gil ruthlessly kills a fleeing Blue Team man to enforce order. Kim Dong-gil orders the team to destroy the barricade, threatening deserters. A desperate battle erupts as Blue Team charges and Red Team defends fiercely. Kim Dong-gil's chilling smile emerges as chaos and bloodshed spiral uncontrolled. Blue Team throws objects wildly as battle devolves into madness and confusion. Kim Dong-gil's imposed frenzied order drives his team to ruthless combat. Kang Si-on, wounded but determined, fires his revolver to silence the madness. One gunshot cuts through chaos, silencing screams and shouts suddenly. Battle pauses momentarily, a fragile silence falling amid the carnage. Blue Team swells with newfound desperation, prepared to unleash a final charge. MC struggles with firing gun, weighing bullet and noise heaviness. He shoots twice, hitting a female enemy with brutal force up close. Kang Xiaon swiftly shoots a man climbing the barricade, killing him instantly. Kwon Kyung-soo rushes to take the gun, but Xiaon refuses to to give it up. Shaun aims clumsily at Kim Dong-gil but misses due to injury and shaky hands. He shoots 2 enemies running at him, knocking one down but misses a shot. Shoots again, hitting 2 attackers. One injures his arm but still falls. A woman knocks Shaun down. Lee Sebium kills her with a spear stab. Lee Sebium helps Shaun up. Shaun finds the dropped gun but loses grip. Lee Ju-yun grabs the gun first, then throws it back to Shaun without a word. Shaun hands the gun back. Lee Ju-yun prepares to aim while they protect her. A desperate man rushes at Shaun, ranting about survival and lost lives. Shaun silently listens but kills the charging man with a spear to the chin. Lee Ju-yun fires the gun once, hitting Kim Dong-gil, who fights aggressively. Kim Dong-gil falls wounded, clutching his bleeding abdomen in pain and fear. Jin-jae, he confronts Kim Dong-gil with raised sword, demanding the king's location. He coughs weakly as Se-bium supports him through pain. Ju-yun instructs Se-bium to lay Kong Shaun down to secure his airway. Se-bium lifts Kong Shaun's neck as Ju-yun diagnoses shock and offers aid. Ju-yun warns removing the knife risks death as Se-bium grows frustrated. Se-bium demands action to save Kong Shaun, fighting Ju-yun's hesitation. Ju-yun tells Kong Shaun to stay conscious as she prepares to act. Se-bium returns breathless with supplies as Ju-yun holds Kong Shaun's hand. Se-bium pulls knife from Kong Shaun's thigh as Ju-yun counts down. The knife is yanked out. Ju-yun swiftly applies a tourniquet. Ju-yun sutures the wound while Se-bium steadies Kong Shaun's hand. Kong Shaun fades into unconsciousness as Se-bium releases his hand. Jin-jae, he threatens Kim Dong-gil with her sword, cutting his shoulder. Kim Dong-gil taunts Jae despite his severe injuries. He offers Kim Dong-gil a quick death if he pleads. Kim Dong-gil spits blood onto Jae's cheek, unfazed by her threat. He ignores the spit, prepares to cut off Kim Dong-gil's ears. Kim Dong-gil bites his tongue and dies, foiling Jae's plan. Red team suffers losses, survivors broken, plagued by guilt and despair. A blue team survivor pleads for help, clutching Kwon Kyung-soo's pants. Kwon Kyung-soo blocks Jae as she approaches the pleading blue team survivor. He accuses Kwon Kyung-soo of guilt despite his plea to stop killing. Kwon Kyung-soo refuses to release Jae's hand as she orders no more killing. Middle school girl stabs the last blue team survivor before silently crying. Kwon Kyung-soo watches helplessly as the middle school girl kills. Jin-jae, he coldly warns Kwon Kyung-soo to beware of his attitude. Kwon Kyung-soo silently fights his own guilt and questions everyone's sanity. Hong team starts moving to the 11th floor to regroup safely. Se-bium suggests moving base to the 11th floor for shelter. Se-on is unconscious and carried on Se-bium's back, vulnerable yet alive. Survivors settle in a bloodied movie theater as their temporary refuge. Jin-jae, he offers medical supplies and bandages to Lee Ju-yun. Ju-yun dresses Se-on's deep leg wound carefully to stop bleeding. Jin-jae, he silently watches Ju-yun work and offers further help. He alone takes a brief smoke break, battling inner turmoil. Se-bium challenges Ju-yun to abandon pity and focus on survival. Se-bium insists survival means cold pragmatism, not emotions. Ju-yun admits understanding through Se-bium's hard words, filled with regret. Kwon Kyung-soo sits hidden among sleeping survivors, fighting pain. He wrestles with guilt yet steels himself for grim, endless survival fight. First round ends, the true game has only just begun. He wakes up to see Ju-yun and Se-bium, familiar faces in the theater. Ju-yun chides him for worrying about the situation before his own health. Se-bium updates him on the dire status. Team Blue has fallen except one. Shaun tries to rise but Ju-yun firmly makes him lie down, stressing rest. Ju-yun warns the wound isn't healed and moving risks reopening it. Se-bium quietly hands Shaun a gun, then explains the need to rest. Se-bium promises to guard Shaun, urging him to signal if he understands. Se-bium brushes off a woman's touch coldly, refusing to rest. He silently watches the survivors gossip and eat, biting his nails nervously. Quietly, Se-bium recalls their middle school days and Shaun's disappearance. He remembers losing to Shaun and feeling empty when Shaun dropped out. Se-bium reflects on his privileged life and how mundane it became. Meeting Shaun again in this ruined world shatters Se-bium's expectations. Shaun coldly states he has no friends and no trust trust for anyone. He tells Say Biam he no longer trusts anyone, including him. Shaun painfully rises, demanding to end this brutal game immediately. He orders the red team to stop acting alone and focus on capturing the king. He forbids anyone from leaving his sight under threat of death and demands loyalty. He threatens anyone who strays from his sight, silencing dissent with deadly resolve. Kwon Kyung, Soo bursts in breathless, followed closely by Jin Jae. He, sensing tension. Jin Jae, he suspects Kwon Kyung, Soo might be the black team's king but lacks proof. Doubts suspicions on Kwon Kyung, Soo and urges to focus on finding blue team's king. Shaun suspects Jin Jae, his possible secret role, questioning her about the king's death. He commands the team to stab corpses carefully, suspecting the king may hide among them. Red team stabs corpses from floors 1 to 7, enduring mental and physical exhaustion. Kwon Kyung, Soo requests a rest, but Shaun denies, enforcing discipline despite fatigue. Despite complaints, Shaun insists the mission continues until the black team's king is found. Confirms with Jin Jae he if the search is over and they need to make decisions. Jin Jae, he tells him corpses were dumped in the elevator shaft, about 30 in number. They decide incineration is the only solution to deal with the piled corpses swiftly. Jin Jae, he lights a cigarette and drops ash onto the oil-soaked corpses to ignite fire. Kwon Kyung, Soo looks at Shaun with exhaustion. Lee Say, Biam arrives with news. Lee Say, Biam reveals that he found the blue team's king, shifting the team's focus. The group follows Lee Say, Biam to a hidden stairwell leading to a forbidden office floor. Reach the clean, forbidden 12th floor office area, unaware of what awaits inside. Shaun slowly opens the branch manager's office door, revealing a shocking sight inside. The blue team's king, an old man, starved to death locked inside the office. Kwon Kyung, Soo approaches the dead king and covers his face with a cloth before turning away. Only Jin Jae, he and Shaun linger as survivors mourn in the hallway outside the office. Shaun decides to identify the black team's king by voting among the remaining players. Jin Jae, he taps Shaun's shoulder to check on him. He brushes her off, still tense. Shaun urges the group to retreat while Jin Jae, he promises to protect him no matter what. Jae, he notices the baby angels working to extinguish the fire near the elevator. The team collapses exhausted in the theater as Jin Jae, he watches Shaun deep in thought. Young, Soo approaches Shaun with canned food, encouraging him to eat despite their dire state. Shaun eats the tuna slowly, chewing long to feel fuller despite hunger not being satisfied. Kyung, Soo lights a cigarette, lamenting his survival methods among the dead and destruction. Kyung, Soo recounts his exhausting chain smoking habit, musing on his troubled past. Kyung, Soo eerily imitates a dying student while tears stream down his face. Kyung, Soo shakes as he confesses his fear, while Shaun demands to know the truth. Jin Jae, he blocks Kyung, Soo's attack with her sword, ready to protect Shaun fiercely. Kyung, Soo rolls Jin Jae, he off and grabs Shaun's arm, twisting it to stop his shot. Lee Ju, Yun and Lee Se, Biam rush in to intervene as Kyung, Soo holds Shaun at gunpoint. Ju, Yun aims her trembling crossbow at Kyung, Soo's head while everyone holds their breath. Kyung, Soo raises his gun as Ju, Yun releases the crossbow arrow in the tense standoff. Gunshot echoes as Kyung, Soo collapses, blood pouring from his temple. Shaun wipes blood from his cheek, expression blank, feeling emptiness after Kyung, Soo's death. Jae, he approaches Shaun and asks about future dangers, concern in her steady gaze. Shaun reveals his only goal, to find his sister, even just to find her body. Joyeon lowers her crossbow, trembling, as Say, Biam embraces her supportively. Say, Biam urges Joyeon to snap out of shock. She struggles to respond. Joyeon calls to Say, Biam but dismisses her own plea after a pause. Silence hangs until a portal opens on the cinema screen. Glowing trumpet sounds play. Manager K appears, clapping and mocking survivors, announcing outcome of game. K receives winner's mark on neck and throws it away defiantly before K laughs. K mockingly strokes the head of a survivor eating greedily, calling them livestock. Shaun demands to leave quickly, but K delays with more rules and warnings to hear. K explains voting times each day and hints survivors will want to return once outside. Game rules begin. Survivors are chess pieces moving through expanding boundaries of worlds. Screen shows monstrous creatures killing humans, illustrating challenges survivors face. K urges survivors to prove humanity's value, not fall prey to instincts like beasts. K invites survivors to move forward as heads suddenly fly off in shocking display. K announces survivors advance to second round, a world themed as winter awaits. Shaun steps into bright light outside. Jae-hee and others follow, eyes filled with awe.